Hey, what's up YouTube? It's AFOL man, Emery here, and I thought we would do a video talking about getting negative feedback and making mistakes on BrickLink. As you can imagine, when you have a large BrickLink, even a small BrickLink store, you're going to make mistakes. But as it gets bigger, the chances of more mistakes happening go up. Obviously, you have more orders, you have more pieces, you have more lots, more mistakes happen. And stuff gets misplaced, stuff gets miscounted. You know, it's just we're humans. Even Lego with their super robots measuring out stuff sometimes make mistakes. Now it's very rare, but even you can have mistakes in Lego sets. Today I want to talk about getting negative feedback. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I just got some on BrickLink. Now, I will say I'm very happy with my score that I have with feedback, and I take pride in my feedback. I'm about to pass 2,500 feedback. Now, that's only because about a third, maybe a little bit more than a third of people ever leave feedback. And that's kind of disappointing. You know, I don't know if it's just because of, laziness, or they get busy, or they don't care. They just don't leave feedback. Now, as a seller, I always try to leave feedback. And I think because of that, when I do buy on BrickLink, I make a point to make sure I go back and leave feedback later. But I can also understand being lazy, because on eBay, which I do sell on eBay a little bit, not a lot, but it's under the same as my BrickLink AFOL man. But when I buy on eBay, a lot of times I don't go back and leave feedback. You know, I get the email saying, hey, go, and sometimes I'll go back and I'll just start busting out a bunch of feedback. But not as good as I probably should. So I get it. I understand we're busy and we just don't do it. But as far as with BrickLink and feedback, I feel like I should never get any negative feedback. Now, is that me saying I don't ever make mistakes? No. Far be it. I'll tell you right now, I make a lot of mistakes. And let's kind of talk about some of those mistakes you can make as a BrickLink seller. You can put the wrong pieces in. You can put the wrong amount of pieces in. I've shipped it to the wrong person. I've had orders where the names were like almost the same, and I just printed a bunch of labels, and I looked at the order, looked at the name, and I put the wrong one on and shipped them out. And that's a problem. Some other mistakes I've made in the past, maybe, like you have a cape and it's in a little box. I don't know if I have any behind me to show you, but you know what I'm talking about. And when I put those away, maybe there was 2 capes in there, and I knew it when I put it in there, but I said I'm gonna leave them in the box so that I can ship them like that. And then maybe somebody orders and I ship them all to somebody, or I ship them the wrong, stuff like that can happen. Something else that's happened before, like shipping to overseas, to China or South Korea, and you go to print the label, and it's like it's in Chinese, but instead of even printing in Chinese, it just prints blank, and I didn't catch it, and I taped it onto the envelope, and I mailed it. And then a month later, they're like, hey, where's this at? And I'm like, hey, it takes a while to go to China. And then a month after that, I get it back because it went all the way there and came back. And I've, in a situation when that happened, I reprint it. I communicate with them. I said, look, I just got it back. I don't know if I told them why I got it back. I just said it came back. And then I said, do you want your money back, or do you want me to send it again? And they said, send it again. So I sent it. I think at that time, remember when we were that exclusive collectible, it was like the Batmobile, the motorcycle. People were like getting those pieces to make that, because that was selling for like $400 or something. You know what I'm talking about, the big, from the Batman movies. And it was pieces for that. I knew that. I could tell by what they ordered, because I actually had made a couple of those and sold them on eBay. And so they wanted those pieces. So anyways, I sent them, and everything worked out. But as far as getting negative feedback, like I said, I don't think I should ever get negative feedback. And the reason I say that is because I want to do everything I can to work out whatever these problems may come up. You know, if I'm making mistakes, like recently, somebody ordered for me. I mean, it was like a $2 order. And now I do let orders of any size come in, but anything under $5, I have a $1 fee. So it's crazy. You'll have a person just order, you know, one piece of Lego that costs a nickel, pay $3.40 in shipping, and then pay $1 fee, and then the order ends up being like, you know, $6 for this one piece of Lego. But I get it if you got a project. That's why I opened it up. If they're willing to pay, then I'm willing to let it happen, because you know, I used to have a limit, like no more than, you know, you had to spend at least $5. But as my store got smaller, I didn't think that was feasible. Now, if I get like 1,000,000 parts, like right now I'm sitting at about 100,000. If I got to 1,000,000, I might set that back up, where, because it would just be too time consuming to you know, sit and pull a bunch of orders that are like less than $5. So, anyways, somebody had ordered like a $2 order, but then they picked priority shipping, and they paid like $10, or I don't know, it was a lot, like $8 for the shipping. And nobody ever does that. I never, in like 3,000 orders, I've never seen somebody, maybe one or two times somebody emailed me and said, you know, back when we used to invoice, they'd be like, how much would it be for priority? And then I would invoice them with that price. But now with the automatic, I've never had that happen. So this person picked that, they paid, and then I pulled a bunch of orders, and I just went through, weighed 3 ounces, you know, and I shipped it to them. And then they sent me an email kind of upset, like, and understandably, hey, why'd you ship this to me first class? You know, when I sent them the tracking, they saw this for like $2 or $3, you know, I think, you know, first class is like $3. And I paid $10 or whatever for priority. What's up with that? And I was like, whoa, you know, I'm really sorry. I didn't catch that. And I just gave them a full refund, you know, like everything, the shipping they paid plus what they paid in parts. And then they were like, no, you don't have to do that. You know, I'm like, don't worry about it. Just, you know, it's only a couple bucks. I'm like, who cares? Like, that's what I'm saying. I want to try to make things right. I'm not here to rip people off. I want to make it right. So this comes up to what happened just a couple days ago. You know, I sent out an order, and to be honest with you, I knew it was missing these pieces. But what happened, like when I pulled the order, like they ordered like 15, and my lot, I had 17. And I was a couple short. And I think I was going to look for that piece in my personal Lego to see if I had it. It was just like a 1x2 brick with studs on the side. But I forgot. And I packed a bunch of orders, and I mailed it off. And I know why I forgot, because even in that lot, when this person communicated to me and said, hey, you shorted me these 2 bricks, can we rectify the situation? You know, I went and I looked in the lot where I thought I had, you know, where I had those pieces. It said I had 2 more. So I thought, well, I got them. But I went there and they weren't there. And that's when I remembered, oh, I was short on this lot. You know, I still had 2 pieces in my store for sale, which I didn't have. So I deleted those, and I emailed them back, and I said, hey, I don't have those pieces. You know, I'm sorry. You know, here, I'll refund you $1. And, you know, the piece was like a nickel or whatever. And then this person didn't say nothing back to me, and then just hit me with negative feedback and said, hey, you didn't communicate with me, and then you just send me $1? That's not going to work, you know, negative feedback. And to be honest with you, that did not sit well with me, because I wanna make this situation right. And then for them to say I didn't communicate, so I let them know. And then this person said, oh, they didn't check their email. You know, they would take off the negative, but they didn't. They still weren't happy, because they were going to have to, you know, order more of those pieces, and $1 wasn't going to, you know, pay for that. So I sent them $5 more. You know, so that's $6. $6 should be able to get those 2 pieces. And I've seen, you know, I could have ordered those pieces from somebody, had them just shipped to that person. I've done that before for people. I've had many, and I'm sure any BrickLinker out there has. You get an order for, it's like, hey, I messed up. I didn't have these pieces. Can you ship them here? And, you know, here's the address. And you just take, you know, and yeah, whatever you buy, I'll ship to whatever you want me to send it. So that, you know, that happens. And so I'm very happy that this person took back that negative feedback, but it's kind of like, with BrickLink, with the way the feedback is, even a neutral, I think I've got one neutral, like slow shipping, neutral. Like, that stuff is out of our control as a seller. I have people all the time who are like, "Where's my order?" And I'm like, "You're in China," or I'll be honest with you, since the COVID situation, I stopped international shipping because it's already slow shipping just in the United States, let alone trying to get it overseas, Australia or whatever. But anyway, so people will be like, "Hey, I live in Colorado. You're in Missouri. You mailed that to me, but it's in Chicago." And I'm like, "Yeah, the United States Postal Service has a route. They send it to just places to get sorted. It's not that I messed up your address. It's just it's not taking a straight route. It's going in the wrong direction for a day, and then it's going to go your way. That's just the way it works." But there's many things with BrickLink and with feedback where, as a seller, I wanna do right, but it takes communication, and there's just gonna be knuckleheads out there that are gonna and kids, young ones getting on there. That's another thing I want to bring up with BrickLink. I think a year after you get negative, I mean, like I said, I only have one negative, maybe one neutral, and that one that person was nice enough to take off for me. But and maybe I guarantee some of those ones who didn't leave me feedback, maybe they got shorted some bricks, or there might have been something where they're just like, "You know what, I'm just not going to leave them feedback at all." And I would rather you communicate with me and me try to make it right. If there was an issue, I don't know there was. I'm just saying. I'm sure there's been other mistakes that I didn't even catch. I've had people tell me, "Hey, I got too many of these parts," like, "Oh, thank you," or you shorted me this, but it's not a big deal. But I've been shorted on BrickLink, but I get it. If you're ordering you come to a store for a certain brick for a certain project, and then you buy a bunch of other stuff, and then you don't get that one brick that you went there for, that's irritating. I get that, and that's what I'm saying. I understand the frustration, but I want to work with people. So if you order from me and there's a problem, let me try to rectify that problem for you. I'll tell you what happened with the one negative feedback I have. Okay, this person ordered from me, and immediately, like the next day, like I try to get everything out within a day. Now I'm not working, I can do that easier. But this person was like, "Where's my order? I gotta get this, And I'm like, "Dang, dude, slow down. I'll get it out as soon as it was like right away. This person was already complaining. And so I mailed out a bunch of them. Guess what I did? I mailed their order to the wrong person and vice versa. And once that person who was complaining already about being waiting, they hadn't gotten that yet, but the other person did, and they told me it was the wrong order, and I was like, "Oh no!" I knew that person was going to be mad because they were already waiting. So I said, "Here's some money." I sent them PayPal money. I should have just, bought the label and sent them the PDF, but at the time I just sent them some more money through PayPal, and I said, "Here's the address. Can you mail this?" And then I communicated with that person who was impatient. I said, "Hey, when you get your order, it's not going to be the right order. I'm sorry, And what I did for them was I gave them some more money for shipping, and their order was like $28. And I refunded their whole order. I said, "Here's all your money back." And at this time, they were already saying, "I don't even want to deal with you. I want my money back." I'm like, "Here's all your money back. And your Lego is still going to come to you." It's just, I messed up. So that person did mail them their Lego. They got it. They mailed it back. And thank you. That was amazing. But after dealing with that person who was already impatient and complaining, and I refunded them their full money, and they got their Lego too. At that time, I decided I didn't want to mess with that person no more because, like I said, they were already complaining. So I blocked them. So then they immediately turn around and say they come to my store to make another order, and then they see they're blocked, and then they gave me negative feedback. So that was my one negative feedback, which you know, like, hey, that person, rightly so, they didn't work out good for them. But you know, they were already. I could, you know when you get a certain buyer that is like, oh no, this person's probably, you can already tell they're not going to be a positive. They're just complaining. They're already upset, and it's like you just put the order in an hour ago. Like, what's going on here? So I knew I didn't want to deal with that person anymore. But then for them to give me negative after I gave them a full refund, gave them extra money, it was kind of frustrating. But at the same time, I get it, and they did do me a huge favor by mailing that out. I think I lost and refunded the other person the full amount too. It was only like $6 or something, but it's like, I don't know. What I'm trying to get at here, I guess, is BrickLink needs to update their feedback, right? I think they should fall off. Negative or neutral neutral shouldn't even hurt against you, and a negative should fall off after a year. I think make it 2 years, right? Whatever, make it fall off, and I think people just need to communicate better. I need to, if I see a mistake, see what I need to do, and where I come in problems is. When I'm pulling orders, I'll see a mistake, and I know this just happened not too long ago, where I immediately message a person, hey, I'm short these pieces, I can't find them, I'll send you a refund. But then later, I forgot to send them a refund. I sent now I don't know for sure. That was like a month ago. I don't remember. I just remember doing that, but I don't remember what order it was. So, I need to come up with a better note system where you were like, hey, I'm short this part. I need to address this right now before I move on, because as you know, if you're out here pulling orders for a half a day and then printing, then I take them in the house, print the labels, weigh them, everything, stuff gets forgotten, and it's very it's very important that you keep track of it. But that's just one thing I want to discuss with you guys. What do you guys think? If you guys haven't checked out my BrickLink store, obviously there'll be a link down below. I might do some more videos like this, maybe even kind of show you guys how I part out orders. Different people do different things, and how I find deals. I might do a series of videos kind of focusing more on BrickLink. And I do have the new NES video, the Lego set with the TV coming, so I'll probably be doing some videos on that too when I get it. But alright guys, catch you in the next one. Bye.